has traditionally been associated with automotive batteries, the industry is now entering a new phase where energy storage systems are opening fresh conversations and opportunities. To take us through this evolving landscape, we are privileged to have with us today on our platform Mr. Subhankar Chakraborty, former Vice President R&D at the Excite Industries Limited. He has played a key role in product innovation, energy storage solutions, and battery applications, while also contributing to national standardization and policy committees in the energy sector. Mr. Subhankar will address today's forum on the subject which he has been very close to his heart, lead battery in India's BSES landscape opportunities and challenges. Mr. Subhankar, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. And thank you, Pugsab. Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar. I'll just share my screen. So, as Bina ma'am has already said, I'll be talking on lead batteries in India's BESS landscape, that is battery energy storage system landscape, and the challenges that lead faces. I think a couple of challenges and points have been already raised or already spoken by Mr. Chandrasekhar and Mr. Pugalanti. And of course, the opportunities, because we still believe, we still trust that lead has a lot of opportunities. It is just waiting to be tapped. And I'll just try to, point out a couple of them. I'll try to be as short as possible because of the 10 minutes time. So, as Mr. Chandrasekhar said, that, the growth is primarily linked to the electrification, the energy security, and the energy growth. So, let us first look at how the India's energy growth scenario looks. I mean, if we look at from the both the installed capacity and the gross annual generation of electrical energy in India, we are looking at in the next 5 years a 34% jump in the electricity generation. And this electricity generation will not come, of course, only from or the installed base also, which is big to be 777 gigawatt in 2030. That will not come only from the conventional sources. And we are already there. We already talk about 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel energy generation by 2030. And that would be something like 64% of these 777 gigawatt. And we are almost there. We already have till May 26. I'm giving you the latest data as per CEA. Till May 26, the total non-fossil fuel installed base hovers at 54%. It's higher than thermal, which is a fantastic news for all of us, for the entire environment and for all who really care for it. And out of that, 42%, a hopping 42% has come from renewables, solar and wind primarily, and a few small hydros. But unfortunately, the scenario changes when we look at the gross electricity generation that has happened. Out of these, 54% of renewable, it has contributed only 27% of the entire generation. The 73% of the total generation, again till May 26, is given by thermal. So essentially, the India has remained a thermal country. I mean, this shows that although we have 42% of the installed base from renewables, it only contributes 17% to the total generation. That means the renewable assets are not being sweated enough. And there are, of course, technical reasons for that. But we have some good news also. The good news is that CEA plans that these dichotomy or disparity of generation and installed base will have to close down. And by 2030, this entire 27% pie will have to grow to 46%. Now, how will that happen? This is essentially based on the energy storage system injection in the entire ecosystem of electricity generation and consumption. So this will be primarily driven by pump storage and battery energy storage system. Now, out of this 411 gigawatt hour that will be required by 2032, as per MNRE, the BESS will contribute 236 gigawatt hour. Now, this 236 gigawatt hour of battery energy storage system will have to happen so that we can reach, that 500 gigawatt of renewables. We can reach that 2070 net zero pledge that our Prime Minister has taken. So BESS is going to play a very pivotal role. We all understand that. The current scenario is it has only 5.2 gigawatt hour till May 26, when this Khavda project has gone live. And after that, it has become only 5.2 gigawatt hour. And this 236, if it happens, then the BESS market, the market potential hits 12 billion US dollar. It cannot be, ignored by any company. Now let us look what is the problem with lead? What are the challenges that lead faces today? And of course, this is how the market will grow. Now let us look at. There are a couple of the challenges I have. The way I understand, I have put it that way. Of course, there is a performance challenge. What is performance challenge against lithium ion? Lithium ion has claimed very high cycle life, that is very long life, something like 6,000 cycles at 100% depth, and even CATL with their fifth generation advanced LFP cells, they are claiming 15,000 cycles, which is unthinkable, unheard of completely. And there are other issues like the energy density, cycle life, cost. Of course, lead acid is the lowest. Resource risk, lead acid is the lowest. But still, because of energy density, because of cycle life, and of course, because of the energy power relationship. When we look at very low time, low duration backup, the energy available from lithium ion far surpasses what is available from a lead acid battery. But when we go to a long duration storage, a long duration backup kind of an application, then lead behaves at par with lithium ion. So, and of course, the recharge efficiency. Lead can only go to say 87-90% level, whereas 90 to 95% recharge efficiency for lithium ion is very well understood, well accepted. There is a different challenge that lead is facing, which is a perception challenge. This perception challenge is coming primarily from the policymakers. I just give you one data that in 2030, if you look at the pie of the projected technology of energy storage, 80% is taken by lithium ion. BESS and lithium ion is almost synonyms. 12% is given to sodium ion, which is still under development. And 2% is given to lead. This is MNRE estimates. Now, lead, which is already established for last 150 years in this country, that is given one-sixth share of something which has not been developed yet. And that is what I call at least a perception challenge that lead is facing. Now let us look at what we can do better. There is a supply chain opportunity that lead has. As I said, India needs 236 gigawatt hour of BESS. Now, all the investments that we are putting in today in India for making lithium ion cells indigenously, if everything comes together, that will be something like 100 gigawatt hour availability of cells. And 236 gigawatt hour is only for energy storage. If I look at the Indian, electrification of automobile sector, that will require another 50, 60 gigawatt hour kind of energy storage or battery requirement. So overall, we are looking at a 300 gigawatt hour kind of requirement scenario in 2032. And if all the investments come true, then we will be having something like 100 gigawatt hour of indigenous lithium ion cell manufacturing facility. So we are looking at something like a 200 gigawatt hour of shortfall, and that needs to be imported. Even further, for this 100 gigawatt hour also, all the, critical supply chain material will remain 100% imported. Do you think it's sustainable? Furthermore, the metal prices that already Mr. Chandrasekhar was talking about, in 2024-25, copper rose by 63%, aluminium went up by 24%, lithium went up by 47%. So I don't expect, that there is any logical reason that the lithium ion prices should come down or the cost should come down. The prices can come down definitely because price is a policy, cost is a reality. By reality, it cannot come down. So there is a supply chain opportunity that lead has to encash on. There is an application opportunity as well. Although we have a problem of performance, we have a problem of power energy disparity scenario, but BESS is not only one single animal. It has a lot of animals in it, in the entire cage. And there are different application regimes, different application areas where BESS works. And lead doesn't need to address all the application areas. The lead, if we are talking about very small duration discharges for voltage regulation or black start or reactive power control kind of application, lithium or sodium would do that work. But the moment we are talking about 5 hours plus backup duration for load leveling, for energy trading, for peak shaving, lead or advanced lead can do that job very well and with a much safer way, with a much more economic way. What is the reality? As Mr. Poog was saying, that lead batteries have been working in the inverters. And if you look at the population and just do some back of the envelope calculation, it is almost like a 50 gigawatt hour of installation we have cumulatively in all our houses. And that is working only in the energy shift operation. This is a clear example of energy storage system, which is our homegrown scenario. And of course, there will be some advancements required. We will need to, to give lithium a run for its money, we will need to increase the cycle life. We will need to increase the RT. I'll just show you what have been done. Consortium for Battery Innovation, CBI, has already given certain KPIs and targets for lead batteries, and different lead manufacturers across the globe, I'm saying, whether it is Shinkobe, whether it is GS Yuasa, whether Narada, whether Furukawa, they have more or less achieved those cycle lives. We are, whilst we used to talk about 1800 cycles at 80%, we have reached 4,000, 4,500 cycles at 80%. So that's a massive jump that we have taken. We are still waiting to go to that 6,000 cycles, which is targeted for 2030. And to improve upon the recharge efficiency, something smart needs to be done. Because lead per se, by theory, it can achieve an RTE only up to 87% if it is fully discharged and fully charged every cycle. So that is where we need to play. We need to work on a PSOC kind of an operation. We don't allow the battery to charge fully. We allow the battery to charge only in its sweet spot between, say, 20% to 80%, and keep cycling the battery in that domain. And we immediately achieve an RT of 90% plus. And that will help lead to really remain relevant in this. And how this can be done? Here, a BMS, a smart intelligent BMS, can possibly work. That is a future work that I'm sure all the manufacturers are talking about. So I'll just sign off. I mean, first is that BESS market is a huge market that's coming up. It's a $12 billion market coming up by 2032. And lead should not target the minutes and seconds of discharge. It should look at 5 hours and beyond. And that is where lead is sure to win. Cycle life and RT, these are the two most important things. A lot of work is being done there. And of course, as I said, the BMS. But the main important thing is that the lead battery manufacturers, they have the onus to promoting this entire optics. I mean, they have the onus on their shoulder. They have to be mandated that they should influence the policymakers and to engage in the policy decisions or policy discussions so that, we can cross over that perception challenge that I spoke about. Thank you so much.
Ina, can I make an intervention?
Sure.
I can't agree with Subhankar Sahib more. He just hit the nail hard. I would also expect our Hook Shop to respond. I think we are, in some way, I also believe that we are putting lead in the back burner. Lead should lead from the front. We have enough strengths in lead. The import dependence that lithium-ion batteries will lead us to is dangerous. And therefore, if we have supply chain disruptions around the world, like it's happening now, I think our import dependence will turn against us at some point of time. And therefore, I think it devolves on the industry bodies and trade associations, industry associations like ILZDA to work with the policymakers and convince them and to give lead the kind of importance that it deserves given our domestic socio-economic, political and forex situation and our Atmanirbhar slogan, our Make in India policy, etc. All of that. I think there's a huge responsibility on the industry body and on all the user industry of lead. Sir, you said it. I found it very interesting and very logically argued. And maza aa gaya mujhe. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar ji.